Every man wants to believe the affection he's getting is real. But what if the truth is more brutal? What if her smiles, her attention, and her closeness aren't about you, but about your bank account? That's the nightmare too many men wake up to after wasting years in the wrong relationship, drained, used, and left questioning their worth. The problem is, these women don't come with warning labels. They hide behind charm until the moment you can no longer turn back. But there are signs, clear ones, if you know how to read them. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 signs she's only after your money, so you never fall into that trap again. Let's make this interactive before we go deeper. If you're finding this message valuable so far, go ahead and like this video and hit subscribe. It only takes a second. Now, answer me honestly. Yes or no? Have you ever felt like someone valued your wallet more than your heart? Type it in the comments right now, because in a moment, I'm going to break down the very first sign that exposes whether her affection is real or just a performance for financial benefit. Number 1. She's obsessed with materialism and luxury. At first, it might look harmless. She admires your watch, she compliments your car, and she lights up when you talk about a vacation spot that sounds expensive. But pay attention closely. If the core of her interest always circles back to money, possessions, and lifestyle, it's no longer admiration. It's fixation. Conversations that should be about values, goals, or family start revolving around price tags. She wants to know the brand of your shoes, the square footage of your home, the model of your car. She doesn't ask how your day went, but she's quick to ask how much you make. It's not curiosity. It's calculation. Over time, the reality hits hard. You stop feeling like a man with a heart, dreams, and struggles. You start feeling like a walking ATM, valued only for the balance in your bank account. And when that realization hits, it stings deeply. Because deep down, every man craves respect for who he is, not for what he can provide. Think about this scenario. You take her to a nice dinner, but instead of appreciating the time together, she compares it to the last date her friend had at a more expensive restaurant. Or you buy her a thoughtful gift, and she barely reacts because it wasn't designer. That's not love. That's benchmarking. She's constantly measuring you against wealthier men, pushing you to stretch further, spend more, and chase a lifestyle that might not even be yours. A woman like this doesn't see you. She sees the image of success you can project onto her life. And if you don't meet her expectations, she won't hesitate to make you feel inadequate. That cycle drains you emotionally and financially, leaving you questioning whether you're ever enough. Here's the truth you need to remember. Love isn't proven by the price tag. A woman who truly values you will celebrate your efforts, no matter the cost. She'll care about your character, your vision, your growth, not just your wallet. If you sense that you're being reduced to dollars and possessions, it's time to step back. Because real connection is built on respect and care, not receipts and luxury brands. Number 2. She relies completely on your money. Every relationship involves some level of support, but there's a difference between healthy partnership and complete dependence. If you notice that she contributes nothing financially and expects you to cover everything, it's not just a habit. It's a warning sign. At the beginning, it might feel flattering. She lets you pay for dinner. She doesn't reach for the bill, and you convince yourself it's old-fashioned chivalry. But fast forward, and you realize the pattern never changes. The rent? You pay. Groceries? You pay. Utilities, weekend trips, birthdays, and even her personal debts. It all lands on your shoulders. It's not partnership, it's imbalance. The breaking point comes when you try to set limits. The moment you stop funding her lifestyle, tension surfaces. She grows distant, upset, or even cold. Suddenly, affection feels conditional, given only when money flows. That's not love, that's transaction. Picture this. You take her on vacation. She enjoys the resort, the fine dining, the shopping sprees. But when you suggest something simpler, like a cozy weekend at home, her enthusiasm disappears. Or you pay for months of expenses. But when you're going through a financial struggle, she offers no support, not even emotional comfort. Her silence speaks louder than words. Her commitment was never to you, only to the benefits you provide. And here's the hard truth. A relationship built on financial dependency is a trap. It slowly drains your energy, your resources, and your confidence. Instead of a partner walking beside you, you end up carrying someone who refuses to walk at all. But there's a way forward. A healthy partner doesn't expect you to shoulder every burden. She shares responsibility, even if it's not always 50-50. Effort matters more than amount. What counts is her willingness to contribute, to stand by you when times are tough, and to show gratitude when you give. Remember this, true love strengthens you. It doesn't weaken you. If her presence in your life feels like a permanent invoice, then it's not love. It's exploitation. Protect yourself by setting boundaries early. A woman who genuinely cares will respect those limits and show that she values the man, not just the money. Number 3, she's secretive about her own finances. A healthy relationship is built on transparency. That doesn't mean you have to reveal every dollar in your account on the first date, but over time, trust grows through openness. Yet, if she constantly pushes to know the details of your income, savings, and investments, while dodging every question about her own situation, that imbalance is a flashing red flag. At first, it might feel subtle. She casually asks about your salary, how much you spend on rent, or whether you're saving for retirement. You answer honestly because you want to build trust. But when you ask her about her job, her debts, or even her monthly expenses, she suddenly becomes vague. She laughs it off, changes the subject, or gives a response so inconsistent that you're left more confused than before. And this is where a subtle but corrosive tension builds. You start to feel exposed, as though your financial life is under a spotlight, while hers remains hidden in the dark. That secrecy creates a sense of injustice. You're offering openness, but she's guarding her cards like a high-stakes player at a poker table. It leaves you wondering, if she truly had nothing to hide, why the resistance? Consider this scenario. You talk about saving together for a shared goal, maybe a trip, a home, or even just a rainy day fund. Instead of joining in, she avoids the conversation entirely. Or worse, she agrees verbally, but never shows proof of contributing. That's not partnership. That's manipulation, because she reaps the benefits of your financial planning without revealing her own position. The harsh reality is this. Someone who refuses financial transparency is often protecting a hidden agenda. Whether it's debt, reckless spending, or simply the desire to keep you in the role of sole provider, the secrecy erodes trust day by day. And without trust, no relationship can thrive. The advice here is clear. Pay attention to patterns, not excuses. A woman who genuinely respects you won't hesitate to share her own struggles and strengths. She'll want to build together, not just siphon from what you've earned. Transparency is not about money, it's about honesty. If she avoids it, she's avoiding real commitment. Number 4, she pushes the relationship forward too fast, but only when money is involved. In a genuine relationship, love grows step by step. You get to know each other's values, families, and dreams before making serious commitments. But when her focus is financial benefit, the pace accelerates unnaturally. She isn't interested in building foundations. She wants to lock in the lifestyle as quickly as possible. At first, it might feel flattering. She tells you she's never felt this way before, that she's ready to move in together, or that marriage is already on her mind. But pause and think, is it really love, or is it strategy? When the talk of commitment comes before real emotional connection, it often means she's chasing security, not intimacy. And that's when the emotional pressure begins to mount. You begin to feel cornered. The relationship barely has roots, but she's already talking about shared leases, joint accounts, or even wedding rings. Instead of celebrating the present, she's obsessed with fast-tracking to a future where your finances become her safety net. It's less about us and more about what you can provide right now. Imagine this situation. You've been dating for only a few months, and she insists on moving in together, framing it as a way to save money. Or she brings up engagement long before you've had time to truly test the relationship. Her urgency isn't about love growing stronger, it's about securing benefits sooner. And the moment you hesitate, she makes you feel guilty, as if your caution is proof of lack of commitment. But here's the truth you need to hold on to. Real love doesn't demand a sprint. It respects time, growth, and gradual discovery. A partner who values you will understand the importance of experiencing life together before tying your finances and your future into one. The advice is simple yet powerful. Slow down. If she's pushing at an unnatural speed, especially tied to financial discussions, step back and reassess. Commitment should never be forced by urgency. A healthy relationship moves at a pace that feels right for both of you, not just one person's financial agenda. Number 5, she never gives back, no matter how much you do. At the heart of any strong relationship is balance. It's not always about splitting bills down the middle, but about both people contributing in ways that show care and appreciation. When that balance is missing, when you're pouring in effort, time, and money, and she gives nothing in return, you're not in a partnership. You're in a one-way street that ends with exhaustion. At first, you might overlook it. You tell yourself she just isn't used to paying, or maybe she's more traditional. But as time goes on, the pattern becomes undeniable. Whether it's dinners, gifts, trips, or everyday expenses, she expects you to handle it all. And here's the sting. She doesn't even show gratitude. Your generosity becomes her entitlement. And here's what truly stings. When you realize that even the smallest gestures never come back your way. You've paid for countless meals, yet she doesn't even offer to cover coffee. You plan elaborate dates, but she never surprises you with something thoughtful, no matter how small. You're left feeling invisible, not valued for your effort, but exploited for it. Picture this. You save up to take her on a weekend trip. She enjoys the experience, but never acknowledges the sacrifice you made. Or worse, she criticizes the choice because it wasn't expensive enough. That's not love. That's consumption. And the more you give, the more she expects. The cycle never ends, and your worth is reduced to what you can provide. But here's the truth. A healthy woman doesn't measure love by receipts. She understands that relationships thrive when both people show up. Even if she can't match you dollar for dollar, she shows care in other ways, through effort, thoughtfulness, and appreciation. Love is never about perfection, but about reciprocity. The advice is clear. Pay attention to whether her actions reflect gratitude. A partner who values you will find ways to give back, even if it's small. Because at the end of the day, love is not a performance of what you can buy. It's a dance where both partners move together. If she only takes and never gives, it's not a relationship. It's an arrangement, and one that will leave you empty. Number 6, she avoids emotional investment. Money may be her focus, but the real giveaway is what she withholds: her heart. When a woman is genuinely in love, she wants to know you deeply, your passions, your fears, your struggles, and your dreams. But when she's only there for the lifestyle, those parts of you don't matter. Conversations stay surface level, and the bond never grows beyond convenience. At first, you might excuse it. Maybe she's shy, maybe she takes longer to open up. But months go by, and you realize she never asks about your family, your work challenges, or what keeps you up at night. She doesn't celebrate your victories or comfort you in setbacks. She's present for the luxury dinners, the weekend getaways, and the gifts, but absent when you truly need connection. And this leads to the most painful realization of all. You start to feel like a stranger in your own relationship. You sit across from her at dinner, sharing a story about your toughest day, and she zones out. Minutes later, her energy spikes because she just saw a post about a new resort she wants to visit. That contrast cuts deep. She's engaged when money's involved, but detached when emotions are. Imagine this. You open up about stress at work, expecting support. Instead, she brushes it off and quickly pivots to suggesting a shopping trip. Or you try to spend a quiet evening together, just talking and enjoying each other's company, but she grows restless because it doesn't cost anything. That's not emotional presence, it's emotional absence. And here's the truth. Without emotional connection, love cannot survive. A relationship that thrives only on material pleasures will eventually collapse under its own emptiness. You deserve someone who leans in when you speak, who remembers the details, and who cares not just about your wallet, but about your well-being. The advice here is simple. Evaluate whether she invests in your inner world. Does she listen, encourage, and share her own vulnerability? Or does she only light up when money is involved? If it's the latter, then the relationship isn't built on love. It's a transaction disguised as affection. And you should never settle for that kind of emptiness. Number 7. She gets angry or manipulative when money is off the table. Nothing reveals true intentions faster than the word no. A woman who values you for who you are will respect your boundaries, even when finances are tight. But a woman who is only there for the money? The moment you draw a line, her reaction shifts from charm to frustration. That emotional swing is not random, it's a mask slipping. At first, it might look like minor irritation. You tell her you can't afford a weekend at the luxury resort, and she goes quiet. But soon, the silence turns into coldness, guilt-tripping, or outright anger. She makes you feel like you're failing her, not because the love is fading, but because the spending stopped. That's not disappointment. That's exposure. That's the moment when the mask finally drops. You see the truth unveiled. When she lashes out over finances, it's a clear sign her loyalty was never to you, only to what you could provide. The illusion of affection collapses, and you're left with the undeniable reality that she's attached to the lifestyle, not the man behind it. Picture this. It's her birthday, and you buy a thoughtful gift that speaks to her interests. Instead of gratitude, she's upset because it isn't expensive enough. Or you suggest a modest dinner date, and she sulks the entire evening because it didn't match her expectations. These reactions aren't about love, they're about entitlement. And entitlement, when unchecked, will poison any relationship. The deeper danger lies in manipulation. Some women won't just show anger, they'll use guilt, tears, or even withdrawal of affection to pressure you into spending. This emotional manipulation is designed to push you beyond your limits until you break down and give in. But every time you do, you reinforce the cycle, teaching her that your boundaries don't matter. The advice is straightforward. Watch her reaction when you say no. A partner who truly loves you will value the effort, not the price tag. She'll stand by you when you choose responsibility over recklessness. But if anger and manipulation become her default response, then the relationship is no longer about connection. It's about control. And love should never be a negotiation for financial favors. At the end of the day, these 7 signs aren't just random quirks. They are warning lights on the dashboard of your relationship. One sign alone might not be enough to call everything off, but when several of them start stacking up, you can't ignore it anymore. That's when it's time to step back, reevaluate, and ask yourself the hardest question. Is she here for you, or is she here for what you provide? Because here's the reality. True love is never a transaction. It's not measured in the cost of a gift, the size of your paycheck, or the kind of car you drive. Real connection is built on respect, emotional investment, and the willingness to walk through both victories and struggles together. Anything less than that, anything built on money alone, will eventually collapse. And when it does, it won't just cost your wallet, it will cost your peace of mind. Every man deserves a partner who sees him as more than a provider, who values his heart, his vision, and his presence. Don't let your worth be reduced to dollar signs. Don't allow someone else's expectations to dictate your life's direction. Love should empower you, not drain you. It should lift you higher, not break you down piece by piece. So now it's on you. Take a good look at your relationship. Pay attention to the patterns you've been ignoring. Ask yourself, does she love me for who I am, or for the life I can finance? The answer to that question may save you years of regret. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who needs the wake-up call. And drop a comment below. Have you ever noticed these signs in your own relationships? Your story might be the one that helps another man open his eyes. Because at the end of the day, this is more than just about love. It's about reclaiming your respect, your boundaries, and your future.